Let's do it. Let's score more points than the Dolphins today. Welcome, everybody, to Fantasy Football today. 90 minutes of your questions answered right now as we talk fantasy and help you set your lineups. We're waiting for some of the inactives to come in here, but Matthew Stafford is inactive.
Before we get there, I have to call Heath out for his... Gosh, I don't know if the Chiefs are going to win this week. I'm so scared. Just unbelievable. There is an expectation from our audience that we will be honest and forthright. And Heath has just been on Twitter lying to our audience's face about how how concerned he was about the Chiefs losing to the Dolphins. And I just think he needs to be called out for it.
I promise you, Adam, if you're ever feeling angry at me, I've got the tweet for you. Just go look at the replies to my tweet from this morning. Chiefs fans hate me. It's been a fantastic morning, and there's a lot of time left. I'm not sure how this game's going to go.
Yeah, we do have a lot of time left. I mean, the Dolphins are capable of scoring, I think.
In theory.
Such a bad game for Raheem Mostert. He's just killing so many fantasy managers right now. But Tyreek Hill. Look, the list goes. Travis Kelce. Kelce's not doing anything either.
I really love my team where I've got Savon Ahmed on the bench outscoring Raheem Mostert right now.
Jeff Wilson's getting going though.
Wonderful. Well, Teron Armstead's back, so that for the Dolphins, that was supposed to cure everything. Chris, I sent you a private chat if you want to take a look at that real quick. And
I did. I hope it works.
A little more. I still can't really hear Chris.
Wow.
Yeah, weird, right? Everybody having trouble hearing Chris? I think I'm not alone in that.
All right,
it's too bad that he did that great impersonation of me and nobody heard it. That's awful.
Oh gosh.
All right, let's answer some questions here, and we'll start with a Quentin Johnson or Tank Dell.
Dell.
I would go Dell, yeah.
Yeah. All right. We got two questions here from Jalen. Puka, Lockett, Michael Thomas, Dotson, and then Pollard or Rashad White, who, by the way, about the same price on FanDuel. I just set my lineup, as you can tell. Pollard and Rashad White, which should tell you something. But what do you think about these two questions here, guys?
I'm going Pollard over Rashad White. I think I'm several spots higher on Pollard than anyone else on our staff. And I'm still... pick one. I think I'm still going Puka out of that group of wide receivers.
Puka and Pollard from me.
All right, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to wait till a few more people come hop on here. We got 400 people. Let's wait till we get, 800 or so. It should be fairly soon, I think. Never good when we have a game on at the same time, but this game is so bad that maybe people will change their minds. But anyway, I want to get your confidence level in all of the backup quarterbacks, not from a stance of who's going to, score fantasy points, but who's going to be able to support wide receivers. Mm-hmm. So we'll do that in a little bit. Would you start? And Heath, I regret not bringing this one up on Fantasy Football Today in 5 this morning. Devin Singletary with Damian Pierce out. Would you start Royce Freeman or Singletary? And then would you start Nico, Addison, or Higgins?
I would start Singletary over Freeman. I've got Singletary at like RB 26. Freeman's in the 30s. And I am going Nico over Addison and Higgins. Addison is the one of the guys with the backup quarterbacks, the guys we've been starting, that I'm actually getting away from.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't mind getting away from Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. It's just that we've got 4 teams on bye, and I think not counting the 4 teams on bye, there are 10 teams that have a different quarterback than they did in week 1 this week.
Wow.
So there aren't a lot of great options. The thing I'm struggling with Singletary is I think the role is going to be really good, but Tampa Bay's just been really tough. They've been one of the best, defenses against the run, but also just teams don't really try to run on them. They're definitely a pass funnel defense, and I don't know what Singletary's passing game role is going to be.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking not much, because I think Boone will be on more frequently on third down. Dotson or Watson?
Dotson.
Flip a coin. I have no idea. I have Watson 1 spot higher.
I would also go Dotson if you want to break the tie. But here's a storyline that is worth all these questions coming in fast here. worth following here. There was an Aaron Jones question, so I just want to talk about Aaron Jones. There seems to be a little momentum here that he might I don't know, a little buzz that he might be off the snap count and playing more today, and maybe this is a breakout week for Aaron Jones. Anyone feeling that?
Yeah. What was the quote from Matt LaFleur?
I forgot it again. I forgot it this morning, and then I looked it up, and then I forgot it again.
I wrote about it earlier today, but I can't. I'll find it. He is
Gonna cut him loose.
ready to cut him loose. Yeah.
Which could mean one of two things.
He's not going to cut him.
Probably not going to be released. I don't think that's Matt LaFleur's decision. Yeah, I'm starting Aaron Jones as he's RB18 for me this week. So I have him behind James Cook and Gus Edwards, but I do have him ahead of Devin Singletary, Darrell Henderson. He's ahead of Ramondre Stevenson. Chuba Hubbard's a really tough one because I do think the workload's going to be really good for him.
Jones is just ahead of the running back blob and to trademark Scott White.
There you go. You had to say that. Which two to start, or which to start in half PPR, Hollywood or Tank Dell, and then give me a DST.
I would go with Hollywood. Obviously concerned about Clayton Tune and what that's going to mean. The thing about Arizona, though, and I guess it's not really surprising because Marquise Brown hasn't been great for fantasy, but Josh Dobbs deservedly has gotten a lot of credit for playing a feisty brand of football that has kept the Cardinals surprisingly competitive. He's been pretty awful throwing the football. He's got like a 6 yards per attempt, a 3% touchdown rate, 62% completion percentage. That all might be better than Clayton Tune manages, but
Touchdown.
I'm not totally convinced that the Cardinals offense is just going to completely tank relative to where they've been.
Why don't we do a mic check? Chris, turn those levels up. Turn them up.
Man, you do this to me all the time, and it's so frustrating because we have our mics.
They're all the way up.
We have their mic on the same level that it's always been. It's turned as high as it will go, and Adam's saying, make it louder.
You hear it too, right? Doesn't he sound low, Chris? I mean, Heath, doesn't he sound low?
I've had no trouble hearing anything Chris has said.
I can't turn it up anymore.
I still heard that.
A little better now. You sound a little better.
A little bit. I put it up to 200. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, you sound like you're about 30, but
yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm not making this up.
I guess I can. I'll just take the rest of the day off.
No,
Chris, from your gut, like stop talking from your throat. Just from your gut.
I'm so sorry. Does this sound better? This is speaking from my diaphragm.
All right, so let's get to our topic du jour then. And all right, so who are the backup quarterbacks today? Let's see who you have the most confidence in to at least to support the wide receivers.
Daniel Jones. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he'd be toward the bottom of the list.
Probably Taylor Heineke. Like that's one where when they made the
they don't have wide receivers. So
when they made the switch from Desmond Ridder to Taylor Heineke, in my projections sheet, I didn't really change any of the inputs. I just typed a different name in. Yeah.
Well, that's actually something we should talk about separately because Drake London's out. Mm-hmm. Kyle Pitts maybe has a good game today, I hope. But yeah, I mean Heineke's proven, somewhat proven. Go ahead. So who else? Who else do you have confidence in to throw
I don't
for
have
confidence is the wrong word.
No, I don't have confidence in any of them. I am begrudgingly starting Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Jacoby Myers. Mm-hmm. Begrudgingly.
Yeah, they're all top 30 for me.
I'm not starting Jordan Addison if I can avoid it. I can't avoid it in some places. I'm not starting Marquise Brown if I can avoid it.
Same.
Yeah.
I will say there's one where a starter's coming back and I'm potentially less confident in that offense. Besides Daniel Jones. Deshaun Watson's back. I have no confidence in him. I mean, last time we saw him try to play through this injury, he looked like he didn't belong on a field. So I have zero. He's not a top 24 quarterback for me this week.
So is Amari Cooper ahead of Puka?
No.
Addison?
No.
He's ahead of Addison. He's ahead of Marquise Brown.
Yep.
The one that Clayton Tune is the one that I think that I'm most terrified of.
More than Jaron Hall.
Yes, I think so because I watched some of Jaron Hall's highlights from the preseason, like not even his highlights, just his plays.
And
I'm not saying he's second on this list.
he had like a 58 passer rating or something in the preseason. It was really bad.
Yeah, Clayton Tune though looked like completely unqualified. So
I don't have ever taken anything away from the preseason that I was right about.
My biggest thing is just if you're
and plus Arizona's at Cleveland.
If you're a 4th round pick and you struggle in the preseason, my assumption is you're going to be bad.
Yeah. That's how I feel. This is not a Jaron Hall promotion here. This is just, you've got Clayton Tune at Cleveland. To me, feels like it's going to be a slaughter, and that one I'm really nervous about. And that makes me a little nervous about McBride. It's hard to get away from him. But you know what? I'm going to stop the spiel now. Let's answer some more questions. Hopefully, these things will kind of come up organically here. And then the Texans, I can't stand people asking me about the Texans passing game. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I'd be asking too, but it's really hard. Nico Collins or Josh Downs?
Nico
Collins, yeah. If Downs was playing at 1 o'clock, maybe, but there's enough uncertainty about him playing that I'd rather avoid it.
Yeah, he's got a knee injury. He's expected to play. And they are at 4:05 p.m. Game of the week. Colts Panthers.
Game of the week was the one that's going on right now, right?
This was one of the 3. I had
ruined Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Raheem Mostert and Isaiah Pacheco.
I had triple game of the week, actually, Heath. I had 3. So
you just wanted to ruin the entire week. It wasn't bad enough to have 10 backup quarterbacks starting and 4 teams on a bye. Let's ruin 3 of the other games as well.
Yeah, I hope you're not starting Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts. All right, we need 2 running backs and a flex from this group, guys.
2 running backs. Okay, Jonathan Taylor and Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson.
I would go Hall, Taylor, Swift.
Hall, Taylor, Swift. Okay,
yeah, of course you would.
Yeah. Heath, I was trying to get my kids into the game today, into the football game, and I said to my son, he's 5, I was like, number 15, that's Patrick Mahomes. He's the best player in the world. And then 2 plays later, he throws a completion to Kelce. And I'm like, oh, Emma, look, number 87, that's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. And she goes, oh, so that worked. Like it's getting a new demographic into football. It's great stuff.
For sure.
Andrew didn't care at all about Patrick Mahomes, though. We need 2 here. Puka, Addison, or Jacoby Myers. And then we need
losing the next generation.
Yeah.
I would sit Addison and Goddard.
I would start Goddard over Kincaid, and they're both top 5 tight ends for me, and I would sit Addison, yeah.
Okay. We need a streaming DST here. Who do you like?
New England.
New England's right, but I think, first off, the wrong team's favored in the Raiders-Giants game, and I think the Giants are going to be a top 10 DST this weekend.
Who's favored? The Raiders are favored, right?
Raiders are favored, yes.
Yeah, I picked the Giants.
Wild. So I will say, I was reading a study from 538 from, I think, 2 years ago. I think it was actually the last time the Raiders fired their coach midseason. And there is a 8% increase in teams' chances of winning when they fire their coach the next game. So it's a thing.
You should just fire your coach every week.
Exactly. Why don't they just build the whole plane out of the black box?
They apparently were pretty elated, according to some reports, about the change in direction.
A lot of the locker room has never been happier.
Oh.
What do we got? You all right?
Late hit on Patrick Mahomes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua or Devontae Smith?
Devontae.
Algier or Jizn?
Algier.
Oh, it's a PPR.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably Algier. No, Jason. Let's go.
Is it okay to wait on Downs, or should I play Tank Dell, Jerome Ford, or Darrell Henderson?
I think I would just go Henderson.
I would play Dell.
I was thinking Ford.
So there we go.
Yeah, well, look, you love the matchup. Arizona sees the most running back carries in the NFL, so I think they're going to run the ball a lot. They should run the ball a lot, especially with Deshaun Watson's status. I'm hoping. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of last week. Obviously, he wasn't that healthy, but all right. So don't play downs in that scenario. But I know Heath is kind of wishy-washy, understandably so, on Ford. How do you feel about him, Chris?
I am wishy-washy. The problem is, I'm not sure if he's healthy. I'm not sure if Jerome Ford's good. We have a very small sample size. He's a late-round pick. He's had like 2 good runs all season and then has basically done nothing outside of those 2 plays. I genuinely don't know what to make of Jerome Ford at this point.
I think if they don't play Pierre Strong, then he's going to have a good game. I know Heath is concerned that they will have a little Pierre Strong in there. That would be...
Yes. I mostly agree with Chris about the Jerome Ford thing. Like the thing I said about like that home run running back that is bad the rest of the time, it's more so with Jerome Ford than just about any back we've seen. His success rate, I think, is the lowest in the NFL as a rusher.
Gets some work in the passing game, though. Scores some touchdowns. Okay. AJ Dillon or Jerome Ford?
Ford.
Moore or Higgins, PPR?
I have Higgins.
One Moore, one Higgins. I would also go Higgins. Puka or Gabe Davis?
Puka.
Yeah. Gabe is really interesting because his role was so different last week. And how much of that is real is going to be a very fascinating thing to watch this week.
Yeah, listen, Heath. For me, it's 3rd and 20 with 2:30.
Yeah, Heath, can you press pause for about 20 seconds?
And then... All right, come on now.
I was my friends are all Dolphins fans, and so we were doing like a hangout earlier to watch the game, and my one friend was like 26 seconds ahead of everyone, and he couldn't shut up. And it's like, it's fine if you want to be early, but he's like, oh, good pass. Oh, what a, and it's like, well, I guess there's going to be a good pass on this play.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I'll let you guys know in 30 seconds.
Did you see the fumble yet, Chris?
I did see the fumble.
Okay, I think I'm last here. Higgins or Cup? I think you guys are going Cup there.
Cup.
I think I have Higgins ahead of Cup.
We are right now where most people were with Burrow last week. You guys think Higgins is just fine. Don't worry about this year.
No, I'm going Cup here.
Okay.
Did I take Higgins over earlier though? Nacua? Yeah, I don't think Higgins is fine. He's not playing his normal snap share. He's obviously hurt. No, I don't think he's fine at all. But he had a decent enough game last week. I think he'll get double-digit PPR points, hopefully score, and get more like 16, 17.
I'm pretty much on Higgins is fine.
Yeah, but so Rippin is kind of in the middle of the confidence level of quarterbacks to support wide receivers. And it's based on almost nothing. But he played 2 games last year, made 2 starts last year. He stunk against the Jets, and he was very good in the other game. I mean, he only threw, I think he was 21 of 26. He had a very efficient game. So I'm hopeful that means that he can be, competent this week and get the ball to his guys. Please, Raheem Mostert, score a touchdown. DJ Moore or Zay Flowers?
Moore.
I would go Flowers.
Zach Moss or Demario Douglas?
Zach Moss.
I can't deal with the penalties. A lot of penalties today. Jeez. Aaron Jones or the Brob in non-PPR?
I would go Aaron Jones.
Non-PPR, I'd go Robinson.
Now, is this a typo or is he calling you a twit? Great twit this morning.
No, the past tense of tweet is twat.
Okay.
It's well known.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, please don't say that, Dean. Half PPR, Godwin, Cook, Davis, Brian Robinson. Who are you going with?
Godwin and Cook.
Yeah.
I don't think that's well known, by the way. Cooper Cup, Amari Cooper, Myers, Puka, or Nico? Give me 2 here.
We're doubling down on Brett Rippin, baby.
Yeah.
I'll go Nico and Puka.
Starting both. So you're sitting?
Cup? Oh, no. Nico and Cup.
I have Puka ahead of Cup.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that. It's front page news. You suck, Dolphins. Who you started
I
from
mean,
this
that's like
week?
3 drops for Tyreek Hill.
Oh, did he drop that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting Minshew. All in on Gardner Minshew. Top 8 quarterback for this week.
It's Minshew, yeah.
Stroud or Howell?
Stroud.
I think I have Howell 1 spot higher.
I don't know if Heath and I have agreed on a single question today.
I think you're going to agree on this one.
I have Howell ahead of Stroud. Howell.
Howell. Oh, okay. We're going Puka, right?
Yes.
Puka.
All right. Singletary, Taysom Hill, or Brandon Cooks?
Singletary.
Yeah.
Shout out to Heath for doing the show while his favorite team is playing. Respect. I'm sorry. That is definitely just not something that we should be giving him credit for. but thank you for being here, Heath.
Thank you, Justin.
Congrats for doing your job, Heath.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, Justin. It's difficult, but I'm doing my best.
Wandale or Elijah Moore?
I'm going Wandale. I think he's going to have a good game.
Wandale.
Yeah, I agree with Wandale. I don't agree with the second part, though.
I mean, good game relative to the Giants, you know?
Yes. What was that, Minshew or Howell? So I had a question up there, and let's rid of it for this. I think it was Minshew versus Howell.
Howell for me.
Minshew.
Okay, Higgins or Cup, half PPR. Oh, wait, sorry, did we do that one? I'm sorry. Cup for me.
Cup for me.
Higgins for me.
I don't know if I can't put this up. It says, what should I do? But there's a T in front of the what. Puka or Dalton Kincaid at flex. Half PPR.
Puka.
Sorry. We don't have the question on, so I can't.
Yeah, because there's a profanity that's already been uttered on this show. But I don't know
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a good thing the game's not in England. What's the that's a much worse word there.
Puka or Kincaid?
Puka.
Yeah. Let's see. I gotta get rid of that comment. Sorry. Quentin Johnston or Rashid Shaheed?
Ooh, I think I have Shaheed.
Shaheed.
Yep.
Puka or Godwin?
Godwin.
We just are getting so many Puka Nacua questions, understandably, and I just hate it.
The thing, like, I have no idea if he's the number 1 or the number 2. I have no idea how often Brett Rippon's going to throw. I have no idea whether anything we've seen this season tells us anything about how Brett Rippon's going to use those 2 wide receivers. It's such a huge unknown. I'm viewing Puka as a number 2 wide receiver, Cup as a low end or a high end wide receiver 2.
Yeah, the only thing I can say, which means probably nothing, is that he threw 12 passes last week or something like
10.
that. 10 passes. 5 of them went to Cup, I believe. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter. But
yeah, I mean, I'm just deferring to Cup because he has the longer track record. But it's a very weakly held position.
Yeah. And really, if you listen to Friday's show, I talked about this with Dave and Jamie. Most of the wide receivers who have had backup quarterbacks this year have really struggled. And the ones who haven't were the ones who had upgrades at quarterback. And I think Gardner Minshew is a passing stats upgrade from Richardson. I'm not saying he's a player upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly Andy Dalton was an upgrade from Bryce Young back in week 3 or whatever that was. And Thielen had a big game. Plus Dalton threw like 50 passes. But Tyson Bagent's been very bad for DJ Moore. Aiden O'Connell gave us 13 PPR points, I think, for Adams, but a terrible game for Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Hoyer was terrible for them. And there are more. I'm sorry, I can't think of them off the top of my head. Oh, Garrett Wilson obviously has struggled. Can't score touchdowns. So, it's just been bad. And unless you're getting an obvious quarterback upgrade, then you're probably going to be disappointed by these guys, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was well said.
And the Vikings
Thank you.
might have the biggest downgrade of all. I mean, like, if Jaren Hall's like useful, I think it'll be kind of Sorry, did Raheem Mostert just throw a football at a cameraman?
Yeah.
Oh, did he score? Oh, yes. Yes.
I think it'll be.
I didn't
kinda
even say anything this time.
I think it'll kind of be Josh Dobbsy, where like he might make enough plays with his legs that the offense isn't terrible, but it'll probably be pretty bad for the wide receivers. That's Jaron Hall.
The thing about Mostert, like, it's not even going to be a good game for Mostert, but at least it's not going to be terrible. All right. DJ Moore, Darrell Henderson, or Jordan Addison?
Moore versus Henderson's going to be close.
It's more for me.
Adam, since you called Mostert getting a touchdown, will you please fix my marriage? Yes.
More.
William, here is a piece of advice for you. It is the weekend. It is almost noon. Go out and take your wife out to lunch or brunch or something. Don't be watching fantasy football content. That's my
watch fantasy football.
What are you
content.
doing?
This is bigger than us, Heath. This is bigger than us. Okay? Fix a guy's marriage. So I don't know what happened to my camera there. There we are.
You got kicked off the show.
I mean, now you know who has faith in their job security. The guy who's like, "Don't watch us. It's fine."
Just him. I would rather. I was going to say I'd rather lose my job than him lose his marriage, but I don't.
That's not true. Not true at all. not even a little bit true. Wouldn't even take an unpaid suspension.
For a week. Tank Dell or Aaron Jones?
I'll take a paid day off.
Jones.
Aaron Jones, yeah.
Gabe Davis or Christian Watson?
Gabe.
Boyd, Cooks, or Shaheed?
I think Shaheed. I don't.
I
have Boyd highest.
I have Boyd a half a point higher. Yep.
Tank Dell or Addison?
Dell.
Dell.
Dell, Shaheed, Watson. Pick two.
Dell and Watson.
Dell and Shaheed.
What happened?
And we did lose Adam Azer.
Can you hear
Gone from the show. Now we can talk about whatever we want.
Can you hear me or no?
Yes. It's even really weird.
What happened here? All right. I'll be right back.
The voice of God sounds different this week.
Chris.
So should I take over? Should I be doing these
yes,
questions?
take over, Chris. You got it.
It always goes so well when I have to look for questions and ask them. Chuba or Darrell Henderson? We haven't talked about Chuba today. What are your expectations for him? They did confirm he's going to be the starter.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel any better, because last week they told me it was going to be a committee and it wasn't at all. But I would go Henderson over Chuba, but they are like 24th and 25th. So it's 0% confidence. Glad I could help.
Same. Puka or Downs?
I would go Puka. Downs is more of a number 3, and he's risky because of the injury.
One possession game. Heath needs a seltzer.
Got
Full
one
PPR.
right
Gabe or Addison?
Gabe Davis.
I don't think this person's calling us ugly.
Ugly alert.
Royce Freeman, Charbonnet, or Foreman? Foreman.
I think when I was not on camera, he wrote that, and now that I'm back, he's probably going to take that.
Is that a Miami Hurricane shirt, or are you supporting the Dolphins?
No, this is my 2-4 New York Knicks.
You got a lot of good teams there, Adam.
I know, it's a rough year, but the best team that I root for is starting this week. And
Hey, I'm going to have to leave here in like just a minute or two.
Okay. Moss or Henderson?
You have to, or you get
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss.
Well, Chris, you can't expect Heath to work while the Chiefs are on, right?
It's a big. I really appreciate you making.
No, we got that. Nobody wants to hear me talk about college football, but I was thinking of the Hurricanes, and then I wanted to make sure you knew that Liberty went to 9-0 last night, and somebody should rank them.
Did the Hurricanes lose last night?
Well, of course.
Yeah,
good.
That's what they do.
Love it.
Yeah, they have an injured quarterback who's playing like crap. I don't get it.
Oh, okay. No, that's been the problem for the last 20 years.
Get out of here. I almost hit remove, but I'm not going to.
Fits.
Don't worry. You guys will stop being cowards and schedule FIU again someday. No, I have McBride ahead of Pitts.
Are we bumping Pitts up this week?
Yeah.
Sure.
What could go wrong?
Okay. Yeah, right. Dave.
Hey.
All right.
Do you know how excited Arthur Smith is to win by 3 with Drake London out.
Yes.
He is going to be so condescending to the media after that.
Why does everybody hate Arthur Smith? Twitter hates Arthur Smith.
No, wait.
Hey. Adam, I got to fix something real quick. I'll be back in a few.
Okay.
So, I'll say this, and then I'm going to leave, and then you guys can talk until Dave gets back. But it's clearly like, why did I get trolled on Twitter this morning? Because I brought it upon myself, and Arthur Smith wants fantasy football people at least to dislike him.
He's Adam Gase. He's not good at dealing with the media. He's very prickly, and he hasn't earned the right to be prickly. Maybe that's unfair. Maybe coaches can just be themselves and they don't have to. But, like, he is so condescending to the media about everything.
Yeah.
And
I don't know about everything.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Chris.
See you guys.
All right, see you later.
bye.
Are you starting both Rams here? I don't really want to do that.
I think I would start DK and Cup.
Yeah, that's
No,
exactly.
I technically have Puka ranked ahead of DK.
Right, but do you?
Yeah, they're literally back to back. So if you want to go with Metcalf instead of Puka and spread your risk around, that's fine.
All right, this guy should just get every question read. I think. Look at this guy's name. See what happens.
I love that.
Yeah.
My brother. It's also a tough question. Olave and Smith for me, I think.
Oh yeah, that is really tough. Definitely Smith, though, who's been like the worst one.
Well, yeah, like it's very like Spider-Man meme, where they're all kind of in the same range. But I have Olave ranked highest and Smith is second.
Okay, yeah, I support it.
I think Olave is the most obvious sell or buy low wide receiver in football right now. He's second in the NFL in air yards. He has 7 end zone targets with only 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
he did have maybe the worst. I don't know if it even counted
drop.
as a drop because it hit him in the helmet, not the hands.
Yeah.
But he's going to be better moving forward.
JSN or DJ? No, I'd start DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
By the way, everybody, Chris just rejected a trade this morning.
Just what a terrible trade by me.
Well,
this is the thing. Like, I get offended when I'm like in a league with my friends who aren't fantasy analysts and they send me like really bad offers because it's like, I do this for a job. When Adam sends me an offensive offer, it's like, it really says something about what he thinks of me.
No,
he sent me Travis Etienne, who's on a bye this week, for Josh Jacobs and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Right.
I wouldn't do Travis Etienne for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra
St. Brown is outscoring Travis Etienne with like 3 touchdowns to Etienne's 8. Let alone throwing Josh Jacobs up there.
Well, then I made another offer. I knew you were going to reject the first one, so I put Ayuk in there, and you still rejected it. But I thought it was rude.
I mean, it was on principle at that point.
All right, Heath, pick his flex here. Ford, who wants to be Heath? Ford, Edwards, or Henderson?
I will go with Gus. I think I'm going to go with Gus no matter what. Now, past the barbecue.
There you go.
By the way, I think that it's really close in points per game in full PPR between Etienne and St. Brown, Chris.
Yeah, it must be.
I actually think Etienne's a little bit
Chris
better.
is muted. I didn't do that, Chris.
I was looking today, and it was 20 for Etienne, 20.3 for Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it might have been in full.
Are we talking full PPR or
full? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what I'm looking at is full PPR too, and I'm seeing it a half point. But they're close. It's obviously close. I might lean toward Etienne, but Adam.
I was asking for Jacobs too. But
yeah, right. Yeah, and throw in a little sweetener, make it. I don't know.
Like, and the thing is, if he had looked at my team, he would have seen that I'm already starting Latavius Murray as my RB2 this week. So I would have been completely screwed.
So this is just one other thing, Adam. You sent that offer with the idea of being, okay, I know he's not going to accept it, but let's just see what happens, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's exactly. And then we went from there, and I made a better offer, and he rejected that one too.
You sound like how I used to make trades before I got this job.
Cup or Thielen?
Thielen, for sure.
Believe that. Can you imagine if I had told you that in week 9 we're starting Adam Thielen over Cooper Kupp?
James Cook or Ramondre Stevenson?
James Cook.
I missed what you said.
Cook or Stevenson, PPR?
Stevenson.
Jacoby Myers or Tank Dell?
I have Jacoby Myers.
I think I'll take Myers if it's PPR, Dell if not.
Pierre Strong or Keontae Ingram?
I would go with Keontae, but my expectations are not super high.
Yeah, like I think Ingram's going to play.
Yes.
And Pierre Strong might not play.
Like
there is a thought that went through my mind that this Cardinals coaching staff already benched Ingram once.
Mm-hmm.
Who would they turn to again? Tony Jones?
Yeah, I think Tony Jones is because Damian Williams, I'm pretty sure, didn't get.
Yep.
He's not on the roster this week. So I think
Corey
it's just
Clement
Tony
still
Jones.
there, Chris?
I don't know if they activated someone from the practice squad.
I have a team name. Fava Beans and Keontae.
Sure. Yeah, Corey Clement is also there.
Okay.
Dallas,
I don't think it's going to matter who runs the ball. I think the Cardinals offense is going to be bad. That was a good team name.
Thank you. Downs or DeMario Douglas? Yes, thank you, Dave.
Downs.
Do the Patriots play at 4?
No.
No, they play at 1. I guess Downs, but it's not 100% that he's playing. It sounds like he's going to try, but there's a chance he doesn't.
Why don't we have a YouTube poll today, Schaefer? Yeah, come on. Think of something. You can do it. How about, like, when can you start putting up your Christmas decorations? Because some people are pretty ready once November rolls around, and I think it's a bit premature.
It's always been the Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving for me. We always get our Christmas tree either the day of or the day after.
Stroud, Minshew, and Robinson, Stevenson, Kmet.
I'll take Stevenson over the other guys, and I'll take Minshew over Stroud.
Yep, Minshew over Stroud. They're both top 12 quarterbacks for me this week, though.
You know who I have a little bit of a feeling about? I got a feeling about Brian Robinson. They're going to have a better game script today.
He could.
How many carries is Chris Rodriguez going to get? Because that's the big concern for me. If it was just like, if I knew Brian Robinson was just going to be the lead back, I'd feel better about him. But Chris Rodriguez has been playing lately, so it's a 3-way split.
Sell me on Rodriguez.
Oh, it's not selling you on Rodriguez. It's just that he's getting a few carries and he's playing, 8 to 10 snaps, and that's Brian Robinson doesn't have much margin for error. Like, he already has to get into the end zone to really have a chance at a good fantasy day. And so if someone else is there getting a handful of carries, it just makes it even tougher.
The reason why I asked you for that, Chris, is because there's a league I'm in. My starting running backs this week, I wish I was lying. Mike Boone and Darrington Evans. I think
I would go with Boone.
Uh-huh.
At least he's in a 2-way split instead of a 3-way split.
Maybe, because Dario Gumbawale could work in there, but I know that Boone's going to play. And I think Evans is going to end up picking up the scraps for the Bears against the Saints.
I'm
starting those guys
over
Chris Rodriguez, unless you can sell me otherwise.
No, Rodriguez, I actually didn't realize he didn't play an offensive snap last week. I'm not sure what changed there because he'd been about 12 to 13% before that.
Okay, Chris, you just consider ETN and Darrington Evans for St. Brown and Jacobs. I need a quarterback. Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield, Taylor Heineke.
I'm taking Baker. He's given us good production. He's got the right receivers. The matchup isn't that horrible, and I think he can find 2 touchdowns.
I do have Daniel Jones ranked the highest of this group, but obviously, actually, no, I have Geno Smith ranked highest.
Geno makes me the most nervous.
Daniel Jones makes me the most nervous. Lockett or Puka?
I think I have Puka still ranked ahead of Lockett, but both of them are total wild cards.
Yeah, they're both wide receiver 3s for me.
Okay. Wife wants the Christmas decorations up today. Wow. Puka or Darrell Henderson, PPR?
Puka if it's PPR.
I think I agree with that.
Jaden Reed, Elijah Moore, or Jonathan Mingo?
I kind of like Reed. He's giving you double-digit fantasy points. I think 2 straight games, and he's making just as many plays as the other receivers in that offense. What's 0-0, Chris?
Oh, the game. Mostert fumbled, but I think the Dolphins got it back.
Dolphins got it back, yeah.
What a fumbler he is.
I don't know. I don't
Just
like any of
potato
these
root.
guys.
Wait till you
Sure.
see the questions next week when the Chiefs, Dolphins, and Eagles are on a bye, and the Rams.
Yeah.
My goodness.
There's 6 teams on a bye next week, right? No, just
Nope.
those 4.
Just
That's
4.
not even the worst
Feels like
week
6.
coming.
Oh, God.
Well, in terms of talent, I think it probably will be. Puka Nacua or Jahan Dotson?
Puka.
Puka and then what about the second one?
Puka for both, I think.
I'll take Puka for the first one and Dotson for the second.
You know, yeah, if you want to hedge your bets.
It's Puka.
This is a tough one. Who are you starting, Gus Edwards or Addison? I'm going to start Addison in
It's
PPR.
not a tough one for me. I'm going Gus.
I mean, the Seahawks do have a very good run defense.
Yeah, but the Ravens have a good run offense, and he's their guy. I will go with Addison because it's PPR, but I get where you're coming from, Chris. I think Gus could put up a pretty decent stat line.
Addison
Myers
or
here.
Myers?
I would start both Addison and Gus ahead of Jacoby Myers.
Oh, really? I would start Myers over Addison.
I'm worried about O'Connell being able to support 2 wide receivers and the offense supporting 2 wide receivers and a running back.
I think there's less of a drop-off from Garoppolo to O'Connell than from Cousins to Jaron Hall, although Garoppolo's been really bad. So it's not, you know, I don't know how much
you're right
that's
about
saying.
that. It's definitely
That might be
less of a
damning
drop-off.
with faint praise.
It's definitely less of a drop off. I don't know. I mean, the last time he played, Myers had a terrible game. O'Connell threw a ton of balls to Adams and to Jacobs. And the Giants this is what they do. They get killed by one receiver, and that's basically it. So that's why I didn't love. It's a tough question. I get it. We don't know. It's so much quarterback uncertainty. But Addison, I think, is the number one. I think he's the number 1 target. Could be Hawkinson.
I think it's number 2.
Parham, Everett, or Musgrave, PPR.
Ugh.
I feel the same way as Chris. I'm going to go with Gerald Everett.
I think so, yeah.
There's a real chance that Gerald Everett is the number 2 target in the Chargers offense against the Jets.
Lockett, Hollywood, or Demario Douglas?
Lockett.
Lockett has the most upside. Hollywood has the most downside. IMO.
I have a bad headache.
Get out of here.
I'm always sick. Man, what is up with me?
You've got 2 young kids.
Tank Dell or Aaron Jones?
And then
Aaron
your
Jones.
hobby is to go to old folks' homes and make out with everybody.
Yeah, you got to stop letting people cough into your open mouth. Like, I know you think it's funny, but...
Mildred, how are your grandkids? Let's kiss.
Ew.
That's what you do.
What was the answer here?
Jones for me.
If you're feeling bad, why don't you get
I'm
out?
all right. Maybe I'll have some Advil.
I like what I've heard out of Green Bay this week about Aaron Jones. I will chance it with Aaron Jones.
All right, yeah, Chris, I'll be back in a minute. I'm just gonna get some medicine. I'll be right back. Chris, take over for me.
Chris, can you handle putting up some questions?
Sure. Let's all pray for an injury-free week for once. Puka
All right.
or Nico?
And then he asked about Puka or Nico. Do you have a lean on this one? Because Nico, I might be a little low on.
It's so hard with what we saw last week where Noah Brown ran the most routes for the Texans when, you know, we assumed it was Collins and Tank Dell who were going to benefit from Robert Woods' absence. So I do have Nico ranked a couple of spots higher. They're both wide receiver 2/3s for me.
Yeah, I have Puka higher. And I will take Freeman over Ingram. And here's the prayer. Dear fantasy gods, please make sure no one gets hurt, especially me, my wife, my kids, and my dog. Thank you. Goodbye.
Really, it's just, you know, selfishly, it makes more work for me. You know, when we have more injuries, I have to write an extra injury piece on Sunday afternoon. If there's no injuries, I don't have to do that. So
you've had to write an injury piece every single afternoon this year.
Pretty much, yeah. It's been fun.
I remember when that was my gig.
All right. Lockett, Emari, or Puka in half PPR?
I'm taking Cooper with Deshaun Watson back. I think that Watson has eyes for Cooper, and I think Cooper can make plays against this Cardinals secondary.
They are all in the wide receiver 3 range for me. I have Puka ranked higher, but don't feel strongly about it. Geno, Deshaun Watson, or drop either for Derek Carr. I'm fine dropping Watson for Carr.
Agreed.
But I would still... Actually, no, I have Carr ranked ahead of Geno Smith. So, yeah, drop Watson for Carr and start Watson.
And next week, you'll start Geno Smith because he's taking on the Commanders at home. That's going to be a great matchup for him. Week after that, you'll start Geno again because Carr is on bye. So congratulations, Born Blessed. You now have your quarterback situation figured out for the next 3 games.
By the way, I wanted to drop the Eagles' defense.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a quick
second. The Cowboys, a bye, the Chiefs, the Bills, the 49ers, the Cowboys. The next game you might feel good about starting them is at Seattle on December 17th. The playoff schedule is awesome. It's at Seattle versus the Giants versus Arizona and then at the Giants in week 18. But I can't stash a DST for 4 weeks or 5 weeks, whatever it's going to be. So,
no,
and I think the Chiefs have a pretty similarly rough upcoming stretch where they got the Dolphins this week, a bye, and then the Eagles. Then they get the Raiders, so you'll start them then.
I'm a little worried. One of the things I like to do toward the end of the season when I start getting in the playoffs is carrying 2 DSTs.
Sure, yeah.
That way you have that option. You'd love for the Eagles to be one of those DSTs. I'm a little hesitant to keep them on a couple of my fantasy rosters. I've got them. They haven't even played to expectations. I might be making a move with them before kickoff today.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys. Thank you for helping me out. Appreciate it.
If you need it again, tough.
All right, let's get we have a super flex here. Brett Rippin or Chuba Hubbard?
I still think you go with the quarterback.
Agreed.
Rippin and Rippin. PPR pick 2 from those 4.
Davis and Higgins for moi.
Same.
Is it too late to trade Justin Jefferson? If not, what should I try to get?
There's a whole trade chart that can tell you what you should expect to get in trade for Justin Jefferson. It is too late to expect a return of what a top 5, top 3 receiver in fantasy would get you. But I wonder if you could get a return of top 12 from a team that's heading to the playoffs and believes that Justin Jefferson's going to get you, or a 1-win team that wants to try and have Jefferson and Chase on the same squad in time for the fantasy playoffs, like Adam and I made a deal for.
What if you would you trade Jefferson for either of the Rams guys?
I think I'd rather have Kupp, knowing that Stafford will be back.
Yeah, but all right, it's fair. I mean,
I was surprised that Stafford. I don't know if you saw Stafford had a similar injury in 2020, and his numbers actually didn't decrease as much as I thought they would.
Nope.
His yards per game dropped from 267 before the injury to 240 after, but yards per attempt, touchdown rate were all still pretty good. They weren't.
Do you know what his attempts were per game? Did that fall down a little?
Yeah, that dropped about 3 per game, I think.
Okay, so that might be what you expect, and I would imagine that would hurt the receivers.
Yes.
All right, Chris, please pick 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. What do you think?
Breece Hall and Rashad White and Thielen and Godwin. Yeah. Feel good about that.
Okay. So Jalen Waddle's just out. Is that what's happening here?
I thought he came back into the game.
He just had a target.
He did?
Okay.
Yeah. I think the snap count's going to end up being pretty low. Aaron Jones, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf. We need one.
Jones.
Metcalf for me.
Moore would be last for me. I'm a little nervous about the matchup for Metcalf, but I think he's probably the safest of the 3.
Yeah, the Ravens, I feel like, have been good but not great against wide receivers.
They've been outstanding against outside wide receivers. They have the lowest yards per catch against, I believe, 2 touchdowns to outside wide receivers all year. And look, you're hoping that DK scores. I don't imagine him having a long catch and run or a long touchdown. I think you're hoping that he comes through on one of his 2 to 4 end zone targets, which is definitely a possibility.
All right, Dave, only you get to answer this one. Shaheed, Watson, or Dell, half PPR.
What's up, Riri? I will go with Watson over Dell.
All right.
I'm honored that you're asking me, Riri.
Well, we already answered. He didn't like the answers we gave.
All right.
Njoku or Ferguson, and then Moss, Chuba, or Freeman.
With the quarterback change in Cleveland, I went to Ferguson over Njoku. I think the Cowboys will need Ferguson a little bit more. Moss, Chuba Freeman, Zach Moss. Zach Moss has the better matchup.
I think I have the same answers, yes.
Ferguson, Pitts, McBride, Shaheed. We need 2.
Oh.
The middle two.
McBride and Pitts, yeah.
Can I replace Dave for one show if Jalen Guyton goes for 100 yards and a touchdown this week?
You can, but you also have to make a $150 donation to St. Jude, whether Guyton goes off or not.
Oh, wow. High stakes. All right. Aaron Jones or Darrell Henderson? By the way, who catches a punt at the 1 yard line? It was so dumb. Aaron Jones or Darrell Henderson?
I don't think they coach how to do that. Jones over Henderson.
Jones.
Aaron Jones or Jordan Addison?
Aaron Jones.
I'll go Addison.
Michael Thomas or Darrell Henderson?
I will go with Thomas if it's full PPR, which Pablito says it is.
Where's Frank, by the way?
Arizona.
He
went to the World Series. He went to the final game of the World Series.
Okay.
He's working.
That was like 6 days ago.
He's at the fantasy baseball conference. First pitch, Arizona.
Okay, fine.
He's interviewing players and stuff.
You know what
he's
he's
allowed.
allowed?
He is excused then.
He's not working.
I was about to say, though, like, it's football season. You're not really allowed to take vacations during football season, but it doesn't sound like he's on vacation.
Of course, when he's actually hired to cover fantasy baseball, he most certainly is allowed to take vacation during football season. So we'll give him that. But Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson. Pick
Bijan's ranked the lowest for me, so I would sit him.
I think Taylor is ranked the lowest for me. Yes. 6, 7, 8.
Oh, wow. Keontae, Zach Moss, Marquise Brown.
Moss the boss.
Baba Beans and Keontae. Just amazing, right?
That's a great team name for a guy who might not be in the NFL in 3 weeks.
Puka, Garrett Wilson. What is it going? Puka, Garrett Wilson, Metcalf, or Dotson?
What am I doing? I'm taking some pills. If I'm sitting one of these guys, I'm sitting Dotson.
Yes, that's a fairly easy call for me.
What kind of pills are you taking, Dave? Acid reflux?
I don't want to talk about it.
Such an inappropriate question. Quentin Johnston, Dotson, Downs, DJ Moore, JSN. We need 2.
Next thing you're going to ask me is, what's your bad cholesterol like?
Moore and Downs, and if Downs doesn't play, then you switch to, I think Quentin Johnston's the only one who plays after 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's go with that plan.
Yep.
Downs and Moore.
Okay, we're ranking holidays here.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, New Year's.
Thanksgiving, and then the other 3 are tied for second.
Thanksgiving is dead last for me.
Oh, New Year's is dead last.
New Year's is
You got to be around family.
No, I love that part of it. It's the worst day to be a fantasy analyst. I mean, let's be real here.
Yeah, but I'm taking that out of it.
Well, yeah, if I were taking that out of it, yeah, Thanksgiving would be the best.
I mean, this year, don't we have games on Christmas?
We do.
Ugh.
We have games on Black Friday. I don't know if we have it on Christmas. Let's see.
Last year they put
three games on Christmas Day.
Yeah, we got a full slate on Christmas Eve and then 3 games on Christmas Day.
1 game on Black Friday a few weeks earlier.
Yes. Okay. Henderson.
Wow. Look at what's happening in this game.
Singletary.
I think I'll take Henderson.
Damn.
I don't know. I can't tell if I know what's happening in this game.
Yeah, because I have no idea. You'll know about
how
5
far
seconds
behind.
before me. James Cook or Gus Edwards?
What's the format? Non-PPR, I'm taking Gus for sure. Full PPR, I am also taking Gus.
I would go Cook in full, Gus in half, Gus in non, Cook in full and half.
It'd be funny if you were like, I'll take Gus in half PPR, but
Gus
Cook
in
in
full
non
PPR,
and
yeah.
full.
That would be not helpful at all.
Aaron Jones or Moss standard?
I got a guy mad at me this week because I didn't have trade chart values for people in 0.3 PPR leagues. I just said, look at the non-PPR. That's close enough.
Well, I mean, my favorite is when like we do a waiver wire and they're like, "This guy's already out rostered in my league." And it's like, okay, we're working on the one for your league. I'm sorry, it'll be out later.
It'll be a few weeks later.
Sorry.
Moss over Jones for me.
Jones over Moss for me.
You're expecting Jones to have like full workload, full speed
I'm
ahead.
hoping that happens. I'm not. Yeah, but Moss, I just don't know because the usage last week was so weird. I think there was a stretch of like 20 straight snaps where Taylor didn't touch the ball after he came out so hot early on.
Yeah, there was that. They seem to rotate a little bit. I think that's just kind of the trend. I like that. I like that Taylor played more, but Moss had one fewer touch, and Moss had 4 or 5 snaps inside the 10. And this week they should both have big games against Carolina.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for the Daniel Caps Keenan. Yes, you're living up to your name there. Moss, Ford, or Henderson. Pick 2 of them.
I'm sitting Ford.
I'll sit Henderson. I think the Browns run game will have a field day against the Cardinals.
Yeah, listen, YouTube, we gotta have a little talk here.
First of all, subscribe.
269 likes. Come on, you can do better than that. That's our talk. That's the end of our talk.
No. Hit the like button and then do yourself a favor and hit the subscribe button too. You'll know about all of our live streams and all of our podcasts. You get to hear the podcast live. Remember when people were like, gosh, I wish I could sit in on your podcast.
Yeah.
We used to record the podcast and then it would be hours before it was on the interwebs. Now you can watch it live and you get an alert when you subscribe and it's free.
It is free.
Easy decision.
Free and easy. Olave, Pittman, Moore, Dotson, Cook. Sit 2 of them.
Oh, boy. Okay. You're sitting Dotson and you're sitting Moore.
I think I'll sit Cook with Dotson.
Okay. Hello, Fantasy Wizards. Oh, it's Adam Towers again. Mixon, Ford, Bijan, Walker. Pick 2.
This guy definitely subscribes. I will go with Bijan and Mixon.
Yeah. Yep, that's the way I'd go.
Let's just see if I can find one from...
Mixon versus Walker is very close. Half PPR?
Half PPR.
I think I go Mixon ahead of Walker.
I definitely do too, but I agree with you when you say
Buffalo's defense hasn't been as strong as expected lately.
No, not at all. What Bears running back do I want rest of season?
You know,
Herbert, I guess.
It's with a heavy heart that I have to say Khalil Herbert because I don't think enough has happened with Roshan or Foreman to take Herbert and make him a minimal part of the offense.
But I don't think you really want any of them.
I'm hoping that Foreman and Johnson stink this week. So we can have
no-brainer. They're going to use 2 guys no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is true, but they were starting to trend toward just really making Khalil Herbert their guy. And there's a possibility. So Herbert back next week?
He's eligible to come back starting next week.
Thursday.
Yeah, we didn't get any updates on him that I saw. It wasn't like James Conner where he's definitely back in week 10.
All right. Pop Douglas or Devin Singletary, half PPR?
Singletary.
I think I have Singletary ranked higher, but I kind of want to say Pop.
I get the excitement for Demario Douglas, but he hasn't actually done much. So
it's true.
I wouldn't use the word excitement for me. I'm starting him out of necessity. I think in full PPR, I do think you're going to get 5 catches or more. So that's the.
I hope so. We'll see. Like I don't know if Juju Smith-Schuster's capable of playing more snaps. Is the biggest question for me because he's had that knee issue that hasn't really been like on the injury report. It's just he just has a bad knee, I guess. So I don't know how much of his limited role has just been that, or if they're actually going to run him out there this week.
All right, I am ordering pizza right now, Dave.
This is my expertise besides fantasy.
Yeah.
Some would say I'm better at this than fantasy.
What do you think is what do you feel more confident in calling yourself an expert with, pizza or fantasy football?
Probably. Well, I don't know. I get paid to talk about fantasy. No one pays me anything. Adam, give me $3 and I'll help you with your pizza order. Well, first let's start with this. Can you tell us about the place you're ordering from? Is it a giant corporate conglomerate?
No,
might it be a place that's owned by a local in your neighborhood?
It's got better ingredients and better pizza.
It's not a chain. It's the only one in town. I think it's called Gerardo's. It's in Mount Kisco. So
Okay.
I'm getting a small, like a 12-inch pie for the kids, and I'm getting a grandma pie, which is, it's like the square, thin crust. It's so good. I don't really know how
Sauce
to.
on top. Have you had it from them before?
Yes, it's unbelievable.
And you've had it, and you know that the sauce is good. I
It's
approve
so
of your
good.
order. That'll be $17 for me.
Unfortunately, I have to get a salad with it too.
I had salad yesterday. You'll be proud of me.
Getting, I think, the Cabo Wabo salad.
That sounds healthy.
Yeah. All right, let's back to the show
I
here.
had the frozen yogurt salad from Yogurt.
I didn't know Sammy Hagar was making salads.
Josh Downs or Darrell Henderson?
Downs.
I think I'd just go Henderson, but I have a little bit more concern about Downs than I guess everyone else does.
What are those concerns, Chris?
Just the injury. Just that that he's expected to play, but he's going to give it a go before the game. There's just, if you don't have an alternative at the 4:00 window, I would try to avoid him if you're choosing between someone early. That's just me playing a little scared, but yeah.
Okay. Mayfield or Minshew?
Minshew. I have Minshew as a top 10 QB this week.
I have Mayfield as a top 11 QB this week, but they're back to back. I'd lean toward Baker.
Okay. How about a lot of repeats here? A lot of repeats. Oh, I haven't been watching the game. What's going on in the game?
Well, we're about to have a 4th and 10 for the Dolphins.
Raheem Mostert
Kansas City 31
has taken over lately, so that's been nice. He's up to almost 15 points.
Dell or Davis?
I think
Gabe Davis.
I have Gabe Davis ranked higher. Yep.
Mac Jones or Gardner Minshew?
Minshew.
Agreed.
Puka or Higgins? Well, we had this one earlier. Had a nice debate about it.
Higgins for me.
Yeah. See, timeout for Dave. Watson, Pitts, or Brian Robinson at flex. Please don't say anything about what happens on 4th and 10. I'm still
just go Pitts.
4 minutes.
I can't believe they're kicking a field goal. That's not what's happening. I agree with Pitts. Dangerous play, but I like him better with Heineke and without Drake London playing.
Yeah, I am sure that Chris has a hot take on best Thanksgiving side dish, but also Jerome Ford, Aaron Jones, or Tyler Lockett.
I like mac and cheese. It's like a good mac and cheese is my option. Like a really good Brussels sprout is hard to beat as well. Cornbread is amazing if we're counting that.
I'll go with Aaron Jones.
And Aaron Jones, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why you said that like I have bad opinions.
Not bad. Just
trying to
different.
deflect.
Interesting
They're very
opinions.
different.
Exciting opinions.
Yeah. Bills, Falcons, Packers, Patriots.
Patriots.
For this week or rest of the season?
This week. Why do we like the Patriots DST, but we also like Sam Howell?
I don't. I
don't really like Sam Howell
DST.
that much.
Okay. Well, I like you like the Packers. I think I like the Falcons. I'm starting the Falcons. I would go the Giants though over all of them.
Okay, I won't tell you what happened.
Falcons know Jarrett. That's not great.
Yeah, it's true. It's a great point.
It's true.
Minshew, Carr, or Daniel Jones?
I do have Minshew ranked highest. Sorry,
I've got
Jamie.
Carr the highest.
Yeah, we go Carr too. I'm surprised, Chris, that you're not nervous about the pass volume for Minshew.
That's the only concern. The Panthers are like 14th in points allowed to quarterbacks or something, so that doesn't seem like a great matchup. But if you go in by a play basis, they're very bad.
Yeah.
So it is just it's a pass volume thing. Minshew has thrown 40 plus passes in 3 of his 4 starts. The other one was, I think, 23, but that was also the game where he fumbled 3 times. So I don't know how much to take from that. But for me, it just comes down to the Colts run a lot of plays. They've shown a willingness to be pass heavy. So I think he'll be good.
You could have spoiled that 4th and 10, Dave. I would have forgiven you.
It was the worst 4th and 10.
That was bad.
Like this exciting, dramatic climax to the game, and
well, at least Raheem Mostert and Tyreek Hill had decent games.
Did
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill have a good game? Was it fine?
No,
14.
not by Tyreek Hill standards.
14 in PPR.
What did Kelsey end up with?
Kelsey had
3 for
4.4 PPR points.
Holy cow!
Yep.
How does that happen?
We gotta put together a fund to make sure that Taylor Swift goes to all his games moving forward. I think her tour is starting up. It's gonna get pretty hairy. Might be time to sell Travis Kelce.
She definitely needs the money, Chris. Definitely needs the help there. All right. So, sorry. Okay. Ready to get going. Just seeing. We have a lot of Dolphins comments here, so I'm looking for fantasy ones.
Should we talk about the game?
Gus Edwards and Kareem Hunt. Oh, it's microphone face. What's up, Mike Face?
It's a mean thing to call him.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough next week. We got the tour starting back up in Buenos Aires, so she's gonna have to fly international if she wants to get there on. Or no, they're off next week. We're fine. After that,
yeah. Next week's okay.
Yeah.
No, she plays on Sunday in week 10, week 11. That's a little scary.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
The answer to this question is Gus for me.
Yes, for sure.
What's the question?
Gus Edwards or Kareem Hunt?
Oh wait, the Chiefs.
I'll take Hunt in PPR.
Okay, she's going to be there in week 11. Travis Kelce's fine in week 11. They're playing the Eagles. She's definitely going to go hang out with Mama Kelce. She'll be there. We're good.
Thank goodness. All right, buy low. Would you drop Miles Sanders or Cortland Sutton to pick up a kicker?
Sanders, yes. Sutton, no.
Yeah, I'm fine dropping Sanders.
Puka, Nico Cooper. Oh, sorry. Cup, Nico Cooper. How many do we need here? We need just one. Give me your top two.
Cup and Nico.
Yeah.
I'll take Cup and Cooper. Lou Malnati's is good, Keith, but I think Giordano's has him beat. Different types of pies.
Lou's my favorite of the Chicago. I mean, I don't know it as well as Dave does. I'm not the pizza expert, but
sure. I think a lot of it depends on how messy you're willing to tolerate your meal to be.
Yeah. The thing about Jamie's mic in this room, it's the same mic we're all using, right?
No,
right.
I don't.
It's the angle of the camera.
It's a different mic, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, because I don't know. It looks like the same mic, but it just looks massive. It's like a fisheye lens, maybe.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Are you sure that mic is even plugged in? Like, I can see the outlet in the back.
No, yeah, it's a different mic. It's a different mic.
Okay. Pollard. Can we get like some questions about good players? Pollard or Zach Moss?
Pollard.
I'm going
Pollard.
I guess that's kind of the point, right? Like, you don't need to ask about it.
Yeah, that's.
I'm getting used to this fantasy football thing. Brian Robinson, Saquon, or Singletary?
Adam, should I start Jamar Chase this week?
Or what are your other options?
Sit Brian Robinson.
Not Singletary.
I'm sitting Singletary. And by the way, just by looking at our screens, Adam, you're just as much of a mic face as Jamie is.
I don't think that's
Adam's
true.
mic is small because it's cold up here.
That's good. Giants DST or Ravens DST?
Ravens.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ravens. Chris, did you watch House of Usher?
No, my wife watched it. She said she loved it.
Yeah.
But I don't watch as much
about it
TV
with
as
anyone.
her.
Nobody watches it. But anyway, you should
Frank will be back at some point.
read the Raven if you're going to watch it. Henderson or Tank Dell, PPR?
Henderson.
Henderson. Can you quote the Raven?
Nevermore.
Nevermore.
Yeah. Wandale Robinson, Trey McBride, Romeo
game of the
Dobbs.
week. Nevermore.
Oh, yeah.
I got two more, Jamie. If I
Yeah,
go
you
what
through
else?
really, you really effed this one up this week.
I think I'm
McBride.
going McBride.
Yeah.
Praying for volume.
McBride, yeah.
Really? All right. I mean, like, we got to be a little worried about McBride, right? With
Of
Clayton
course.
Tune.
Of course.
That depends. Did you say anything positive about him?
I sure did. Walker, Nacua, or DJ Moore? This is a good question. I like this one.
That's a good one.
I'm
Ken
going
Walker, right?
Yeah.
I would go
Kenneth
Nacua.
Walker. I'll take Kenneth Walker.
Nacua.
You're going Puka? All right.
I'll start Nacua over more.
I
3
wouldn't
words. Say it, Dan.
What?
It's 3 words. Say it, Dan.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was so funny. You watched that, Dave?
Yes, I did.
Oh gosh. Chris, you understand the joke if someone's team name is touchdown there?
I guess. Is that gross? Is that what we're going for?
Say it out loud.
Touchdown. I don't get it.
That's you know what?
What's with these kids?
I didn't get it either at first, and then I kept saying it. Touchdown there, touchdown there. And someone was like, oh, okay, I get it. And then Dan on the mailbag show was like, touchdown there, touchdown there. I was like, yes, Dan, you're a crotch. So
Okay, that's what I thought. That's why I asked if you were being gross.
yeah, it's a dirty joke. Yeah.
Okay. I don't like it.
JSN or Tyler
Sure.
Boyd this week?
There are kids watching.
Kids are
Dave.
laughing at it. I'll take Boyd.
I have Boyd ranked higher.
Okay. Michael Thomas, Darrell Henderson, or Jacoby Myers?
Henderson.
Henderson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pick 2. Henderson, Moss, Hubbard, and then Nico or DJ Moore.
I'm sitting Henderson, and I'm flexing Collins.
Henderson and Moss, and
Yep.
then I'm flexing Collins.
Yep, same.
Okay. Addison, Taysom Hill, Pitts, JSN. Pick 2.
Pitts and Addison.
Addison and Pitts.
Yeah, I think
Chris,
so.
you with us?
Yeah.
Are you with us or are you against us?
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Did Mahomes score 20 points today?
He
Exactly.
did, barely.
He's a bum.
More important.
Wow.
It's so
Can't believe you
frustrating.
picked such a terrible quarterback for your game of the week.
I know. I shouldn't have.
It's the moron of the week. Yeah.
Would you stack Olave with Derek Carr? All right. Adam Towers. I think we're done. I think we've had enough Adam Towers questions. It's a good question. I got to get some other people involved here. Yeah, we like Olave.
We got a question from Jamie Richard.
Yeah, no, I was looking
Former
for it.
NFL offensive lineman.
Is that right?
We took a picture with him at the Super Bowl with his jersey turned toward the camera.
And we also took a picture with him, too.
Yeah, he's Dave took a picture of Ice-T.
Picture.
Vikings
20 years, some things never change.
Vikings.
I remember the first time I found out that Dave says the word picture without the C. We used to do podcasts. I used to have to book conference rooms in our office, and I would carry a mixer around with headset, and I would book a new conference room
With like
all
a
the
cart.
time. Yeah, that's right. I did have the cart. And this one, we booked the NFL conference room. They're all named after sports. And we were in there, and Dave was like making fun of me for something. He was you take a picture of it, and I was like, "Oh, I took a picture of it." And then we started making fun of Dave for that.
Cool
But-
story, Hansel.
Thank you. Mike Face is actually a lesser-known comic superhero. Tank Dell or Chris? Actually, that sounds more like a
It's a villain.
villain. Yeah.
I
Tank
smell
Dell-
movie role for somebody's cousin.
I hope not.
Lex Luger is Lex Luthor. He said Luger. Lex Luthor is Mike.
In a
Face.
picture near you.
In a motion picture.
You know,
On a
I
motion
did watch
picture,
The Social
yeah,
Network
yeah.
last night. Holds up. Great movie.
Oh, it's terrific.
I'm starting Watson over Downs. And I believe Downs is playing today, but those inactives are not out yet.
Yeah, he's expected to play, but you could be a little cautious with it. I
He's a
guess.
game time decision.
You all have beautiful mics. Aaron Jones or Zay Flowers, half PPR.
I'll take
Jones.
Jones.
I'm leaning a little bit toward Jones too.
Vikings or Chargers?
Chargers.
I think I'd go Vikings.
I think I'd take Minnesota. No, wait a minute. Which one's playing against Zach Wilson again?
Is
Yeah.
that yeah?
Chargers, please.
Better than Heineke, I suppose. Yes, this is depressing. Ingram or Rashawn Johnson?
I'd go Ingram over Roshan.
I would go Ingram over Roshan.
Unless you want to start Roshan, cut Ingram, pick up somebody else off waivers, and then hope for better running back luck next week.
Don't forget if you start Keontae
Yeah,
Ingram,
actually-
you have to rename your team.
I'm honestly fine with what Dave said. Also, like if you want to add someone, if Herbert, Connor's down to like 93% rostered. If you play in one of those leagues, I think he's like 80% in ESPN leagues. So if you want to cut Ingram, I think it's close enough that it's basically a coin flip for me.
Evans, Puka, or Devontae Smith?
Oh,
I think I've Evans the highest, followed by Devontae.
yeah,
Singletary or Pop Douglas?
Singletary
Douglas.
for me.
I think I'd go Pop and PPR, Devin and Non.
If Adam, David, Jamie, and Chris were MCU or DCU villains, who would they be?
Lex Luthor.
Not Lex Luger.
Torture rack, baby.
Who would I be? Oh God, that's a really weird thing to say. I don't know what the torture rack is, but you should.
That was Lex Luger's finishing move.
Oh,
Get like on his back.
that was really
and,
good.
like,
That was good.
right, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, who would I be?
Who would I be? Get in the box.
Yeah, I have no idea. I guess I'd be. I think I look the most like Bane from a physique standpoint, so I'd probably just be Bane. Would you trade Puka for Javonte Williams and Jordan?
Game of the week killer.
You merely adopted the podcast. I was born into it.
This is an interesting trade.
That's a great trade if you're getting Williams and Addison.
I think it's even. I think it's probably a C plus if you're getting Williams and Addison.
I'd rather have Williams than Addison. And a smaller mic.
Adam has something against me. I just want my question answered. All right, let's go to our next question then. Aaron Jones, Zach Moss, Jacoby Myers, or Dotson. We need a running back and a flex.
I think I'm going with the 2 running backs.
That seems safer. Dotson has a little more upside.
The 2 running backs.
Okay. Downs, Douglas, Watson.
In that order.
Yep. Downs. Finally got to say it. Higgins or Amari Cooper?
Higgins.
I think I might have Cooper higher.
Oh, if I just had a
by
little-
one spot over T.
Watson.
Higgins.
I have Higgins.
Yeah, I'd go Higgins. Did anyone say Cooper?
I did.
Oh, you said one spot?
One by one measly spot.
6 pizza slices here. Moss or Ford?
Thank
Well,
you.
6 slices of Chicago style pizza is.
That's
Yeah,
a
you're
lot.
gonna die,
Oof.
or look like me.
Moss.
Moss over Ford.
How many of you had in one setting, Dave?
I've had a whole large stuffed pizza in one sitting before in my life.
Impressive.
It's a lot.
I was very young.
This has to be an insult, right? Adam would be Spider-Man.
Why is that?
Why is that an insult?
Everybody's
Like,
like
I wanna
the
be
most
Spider-Man.
popular.
I feel like only kids like Spider-Man.
He's the
Spider-Man's
most
awesome.
popular superhero in the world, probably.
All right, then I agree, James. I would be Spider-Man.
Oh, you call me Spider-Man. What a jerk.
Jamie's mad at me. Puka or Thielen? FPPR. Thielen.
Yep.
I just realized I needed a DST in one of my leagues.
Go get it, Dave. Zach Moss or Chuba Hubbard?
Moss.
Who's typing McGee over there?
Sorry. That's my very, very loud keyboard that drives my wife crazy. Zach Moss over Chuba.
How we doing on likes? I bet we don't even have 400 likes.
I mean,
today.
it's the first time you mentioned it.
398 likes. Can we at least get 500 likes? We'd really appreciate that. That'd be wonderful. I mean, I'm sorry if you chose us over the Dolphins-Chiefs game. You made the right choice. This is the best thing that's been on TV this morning.
What's the game of the
It
worst
was
week?
one of the games of the week. If I only had to pick one, I would pick this official: Eagles-Cowboys.
Oh, great.
Chucky, Ford, or Addison.
It all Eagles.
Oh, I read that wrong. I'm Chucky. Ford or Addison?
I'm Ron Burgundy. Go bleep yourself. I would take Addison.
Hey, Jamie, is Dan in the stall next to you?
Let me see.
Ah,
Dan.
I'm trying to go to the bathroom. I got the knocking.
That's
I
the
got
toilet paper.
questions.
I'm just mad that you don't show up my team name. My display name is.
Oh. I didn't notice you had the record in there. Oh, man. Hey, Mostert scored. Let's see. Singletary, Cooper, Nico, or Henderson. Thank you for hitting like. 505. That's good.
Non PPR, I would go Henderson.
Yeah. I think I'd go Cooper. I'd just go Cooper. Or Nico. Oh, I don't know how I feel about Nico. It's driving me crazy.
I think I would go Singletary.
Let me just see how I feel about him. Wide receiver. Oh, I love him. Tampa Bay is so bad against number one receivers. 90 yards or a touchdown to 20 wide receivers in their last 12 games, going back to last year. So
is Nico a number one wide receiver?
I don't love him, but I do like him with the matchup. All right. Douglas or Addison or Henderson. Also, like, what do the Rams need to see to make Royce Freeman their lead running back? He's been so much better than Henderson. Douglas or Addison or Henderson?
I would go Henderson.
Addison.
This year, I realized how many last names end in son.
I mean, the whole Vikings offense.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the ones who really keyed me in on it. Nico Collins or
AJ Osborn's son.
Exactly. Yeah. Like firstborn son. There's got to be something there. Nico or White?
Rashad
White.
It's White. Some dodgeball. Lockett, Downs, or Dell? Lockett, Downs, Dell.
Downs, Lockett, Dell.
I would go Lockett, Downs, Dell.
Pick two from this group. We love you too, Shaquem.
Shaker's really tough to know what to do with because the Bills' offense last week was just so unlike it usually is.
Team name Tuesday: Salt Shakir.
Shaker.
Shakir.
I would go with Shakir and Slayton. Oh, I'm sorry, tight end flex. I would go Shakir and Higbee.
Higbee is the only. Oh, Musgrave's there. Okay. I think I'd go Higbee over Musgrave. Sure.
Njoku or McBride?
The McBride and Njoku. I would go McBride.
I'm going McBride.
This one's messed up. It says, help, handsome gentleman.
Oh, well.
Only one of us? Yeah. Mixon or Mixon.
Mixon, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the concern would be about Mixon's injury. I think he's fine.
Yeah, he was taken off the injury report, so I think he's okay.
I don't believe he was. I believe he's questionable, but he's
is he?
expected to play. Yeah.
Oh.
Heath Sy. I can get you Heath Sy. Who do I start in Dynasty?
Don't do the vomit one.
Hall or O'Connell?
Don't do the vomit one.
Why not?
That's the worst sound ever.
Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah,
Oh,
O'Connell
yeah,
over
definitely.
Hall, yeah.
There's a very realistic chance that Hall is benched at halftime.
Jeff Wilson is cuttable, yeah. Is Josh Dobbs going to be active?
I believe he's expected to be.
Maybe we would know that, right? It's a 1:00 game.
Let's find out. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You keep asking questions.
All right, I'm only going to do a few more. We got the lineups are basically locked. So JSN, Shakir, or Elijah Moore? Oh, you lost. I'm sorry, Dan.
Josh Dobbs is active.
JSN.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
And
Tom Spencer said they keep wanting to get him more involved.
yeah. Okay, we'll end on this. Here's a like, no question, just a statement. 2 touchdowns for Bijan today. You all are great.
Would love to see it.
We'd love to see it.
Love it. Robin's son.
That's right. Okay, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Good luck to you. And we'll talk to you tonight after the games wrap up, about 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern or so, hopefully a little bit earlier. Go get yourself a win in week 9.